Hi, so I go by Blossom or Bloss, and this is my first YouTube video. Can you hear that? I'm sick at home, so it's like, why not just start? And I have so much art, and I'm always like, oh, we're gonna post on YouTube, and then I never end up doing it, and it's just all in my Procreate. So I have nothing else to do today except get better, so I might as well just start. So I decided to show you guys a speed paint of one of my OCs. Her name is Diana. She's very important to me. I made her probably a couple years ago, and I made a whole story about her, and I'm probably just gonna tell her story and like her character design and all of that, because it's a larger fantasy story, but it's like there's so many components that it's like, okay, just stop talking. Yeah. But yeah, here is Princess Diana. I don't know why I was struggling to spell her name when I made the name, but anyways, here is just like an overview of her character. So she is just that friend, or actually she has no friends in her story, but if it was like real life, she would be that person that is like, all your parents would be like, oh, is she going? Okay, you can't go. Like, she is very bad news. She always gets into trouble. In the story, I think her age would be about 17 at the most, and like 15, 16 at the least. I didn't want to make her too much of an adult. I don't know, because I feel like her character is just really, oh my gosh, I'm already drawing. Her character is really like childish. I wanted to portray that in her general look. So this is a work that I did probably 2-3 years ago of her with her pet / familiar. I haven't really decided yet, and that is a whole can of worms, so we're just gonna leave that where that is. But yeah, she dies, spoiler, and I just drew her dying. I know that yeah, anyways, I really wanted her to have hair that is a different color, that isn't just brown or black, but that did look a little bit natural since she was kind of like an elf. So I did start off with purple hair, but then I gave her like greenish brown hair, and I really like that color because in some like context it actually looks brown, and in other it looks green, and I really like that idea. I also gave her a lot of leaves in her outfit that I didn't include in the first couple sketches in the beginning there, which were to help her kind of camouflage, because she did explore the forest a lot, even though her kingdom was a more modernized kingdom. Her parents kept her inside a lot, especially because every royal family was only allowed to have one child. There's more details on that, but you know, it's like the story and I won't shut up, literally. I started off with people with like fire and pitchforks. I don't remember if it was because they were looking for her or if it was because they wanted to get her. I think it was because they were looking for her, because in the story I did make it so that she wasn't found for 5 days, but she was already dead by then. Her killer was an assassin, or is an assassin, and basically lured her out, but it was really easy to get her because she was always sneaking out anyways. She was also not supposed to bring her pet or her familiar with her because it alerts, like, I made it so that whatever injuries that she gets, her familiar also gets. So they have a little house for every royal familiar in the castle that they all live in, and whenever there are injuries with or if it's hurt by anything, basically, it will alert the servants and the healers and the doctors, and they'll know something is also wrong with the princess. But she always took it out because she had no friends, and that was the only company that she enjoyed. So yeah, this is kind of, now that I'm looking at it, it's a very she has a very sad story, but it's like the beginning of someone else's story. I also decided, I guess, to give her golden brown eyes. I don't remember that. So in the next drawing, she will not have those color eyes. Yeah. Oh, I also said she had leaves on her, and I guess I did not put the leaves on her. So that was also a lie. But she does have an earful of earrings, which I found really cute. I changed it from gold to silver because I thought that the silver looked much better. Well, I changed it to silver in the next drawing, which is I drew it probably a couple weeks ago. So it's pretty recent. Yeah, I changed it because I thought it would suit the green better, and also her undertones, the context of the whole drawing. I thought it was a nicer switch. Also, her clothes were a different color. Now, the weapon that was used on her, which was an arrow, was an arrow that burns basically from the inside out. The deer has more wound holes than she does, which I don't know why I made that decision, but you know, it just looks cool and it's backlighting, so yeah, that's why. But I thought it would be a cool idea to have it burn or continuously burn from the inside out, because it just reiterates that, like, she was not gonna survive this attack, like, no matter how early they found her. Even though, yeah, they did find her 5 days late, even if it was a minute late, she would have died. Like, there was no coming back from it. But yeah, the content warnings after. But yeah, this is a drawing that I did pretty recently. I started off with this sketch to kind of give her a more fun vibe, because the first drawing I ever did of her, it didn't convey anything about her personality. It was just that, like, she's dead, and you know, she's dead. But then I decided to also draw another one that showed how much she actually hated her royal dress. Her shoes were super tight. She usually doesn't wear shoes. Her dress was uncomfortable. She usually wears like sackcloth, and her hair is up and tight, and she usually leaves her hair out. And I thought that was a nice contrast to like the way that her parents expected her to be and how she wanted to be. A big detail in her story was that when she was born, her people were at war with another nation, and the leader of the opposing forces basically got into the castle and stole her for a little bit. And so I don't remember if I made it that she grew up with the opposing forces for a little while, or she was influenced by him to a certain extent. And that was like who she kind of took after, even though she didn't hate her parents. Like, she knew her parents were her parents, but when she was kind of brought back to reality, like, this is the life you're gonna have to live in the castle and you're gonna have to be a queen someday, she just really wasn't into that. And so I tried to show it on her face. I don't know if she's just serving or if yeah, but that is kind of her backstory as to why she is the way she is. And so here you can see like the green in her hair. I love how it turned out, even though it's giving Christmas, you know, but I just love it, especially with the red and then the silver in her ears and on her face. I just love that contrast. But yeah, here is Princess Diana. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, have a great day.